Hey guys, welcome to Wait a Minute, my videos, my thoughts, and I'm sharing them with you. So today, I have two things. One, it's really hot in this car, so the windows are down for a minute. Also, let's get into the more serious stuff. I was talking to a friend of mine this morning, I think it was, maybe last night, I don't know. And we're talking about seasons, you know. There are friendships that are just there for a season, you know, and there are friendships that are just amazing and they last your whole lifetime, you know. And I mean, there is a saying that goes with that, but I'm not. First of all, I'm not good at quoting sayings, and secondly, I'm a little variation from that, but not much. It means more to me to say it the way I'm saying it to myself than it does to read it the way someone else says it, if that makes any sense. So, all that being said, I was thinking about not just relationships with people, but just times in our lives. There's so many things in our lives that are not forever. You know, you go to elementary school, it's a temporary thing. You go to high school, it's a temporary thing. You go to college, it's a temporary thing. Sorry about the noise on the windows there, but hey, anyway. There's so many temporary things in your life that it's hard to know which are the permanent, which are the temporary, and that's why a lot of people meet somebody, and as soon as they meet them, they're their fiance. You know, I mean, they date like a week, and all of a sudden that's their fiance. And they can't introduce the person as their girlfriend or boyfriend. They got to say, "This is my fiance." Well, you've known each other a week, so you know, it's to me that's premature. But you don't know what the season holds for you. It could be forever, but just because you like the situation doesn't mean it's going to last forever. You get what I'm saying? So we were talking about people and relationships, and that started building on a whole other thing in my head, but the same thought, but different context, I guess. We as people think that as soon as we meet somebody, that they're supposed to be forever. And I mean, like with myself, it's not. You know, I'm not dating anymore, so it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with just basic relationships with people. I always think, you know, now we've made friends. Now we're gonna hang together. We're gonna do stuff. We're gonna do life. It's gonna be cool. And I'm making plans for like next year's summer or whatever to hang with this friend that I have this summer. Well, wow! I just was looking at my memories from a few years ago, and there was people that made comments on some of the stuff that I posted back then. And I remember them, and I loved them. They were, you know, we were really close, and I just adored them, and they adored me, blah, blah, blah. And then, I don't know when the last time I talked to any of them was. So I'm like, wow, they must have just been for a season. I never realized that. You know, we all grew away from each other, and it, you know, at the time I was probably trying to keep it going because that's what I do. But it was obviously not a forever thing, or at least that season is over. There may be another season where I'm supposed to be around them, but that season is done, you know. Haven't seen them in years. Anyway, I always want the person to be my best friend, and it just isn't going to happen that way. And I want to be close to them forever, and I want everyone to be my friend, and I want to be friends with everybody, you know. But in real life, as far as other things are concerned, besides just friendship, kinships, and all that stuff, relationships, is things, you know, like you get a car and you fix up that car, and you know, like myself with this car, it's a Toyota, and it's sound in the motor and everything, and everybody says, oh, it's going to last you forever, that thing will go forever, blah blah blah, and it might, but I don't know how long my relationship is with this car. It could be tomorrow that I get an accident, or it blows up, or some other weird thing, freak of nature thing. And you know, in your job, you think, man, I'm going to retire from this place. I got 401k. I'm building things up. I'm making good money stuff. And then, you know, COVID happens. The plant shuts down. You know, all this. You have to start all over again. Whatever. Some things are just for a season, and you know, yeah, you can enjoy it. And another thing we were talking about is, if you could see the future, you'd know that that person or that thing is only temporary in your life. But if you could see the future and you saw that, would you put forth all the effort and all the good stuff Or would you be really reserved about whatever that thing is because you know it's only for temporary times anyway? To me, I don't want to know the future because I don't necessarily want to know which one's permanent and which one's not, I want to love my friends with my whole heart as much as I can. Whatever, my heart pours out, I want to love them that much. And it shouldn't make any difference in my head whether or not I think they're going to be gone from my life one day. And the truth is the way I think normally, like in regular life, I don't expect anyone to leave except for a lot of people do, and they disappoint me. So in the back of my head, I do kind of protect myself a little bit because I know that happens a lot. People just screw you over. They use you, abuse you, and then they leave you, and you're left going, wait, what? What happened? I hate that. It's a really frustrating part of life. I'm not very good at handling it, but the truth is it's not. You have to face it that a lot of things, a lot of relationships, just people in your life are only there for a temporary season. I said all that so I can make the last 4 minutes count. You know what? It is about not knowing the future that helps me. If I don't know that you're temporary in my life or a thing is temporary in my life, I give it my whole heart. And I do everything that unless I'm slipping up or making a mistake, I do everything with my whole heart. I do it as unto the Lord, and just like the Bible says to do that. I give it my 100%, 110%, 1,000%, depending on the situation. And I'm not saying I don't make mistakes, because I do, but I'm saying in that, ideally, that's what I do. If I knew it was only going to be for a minute, I wouldn't put near forth the effort I did, So there's a lot of things that aren't in my life anymore because they were just for a season. I look back on it now and I'm like, man, I wish I could have done this. But second guessing what already happened in your life it's not fruitful. That doesn't give you any, you don't really get anything when you start thinking about, man, if only I could, if only I would have, and I should have. And I look back at some things and think, if I would have done this differently, that would have been so cool. If I'd known then what I know now, that would have been so cool. But that kind of regret is just, you don't learn from regret. You learn from things, but regret usually just makes you feel guilty and hopeless and miserable, and that's not really living as far as I'm concerned. So I try not to regret things, but I do every once in a while look back on something and I think, man, if I'd have gone a different direction with that, man, if I'd have paid more attention to my finances, man, if I'd have cared about credit, but I didn't care about credit. Back then, I didn't even know what credit was. I'm like, okay, so, you're going to turn me into a collection agency. I don't know what that even means. I don't have to pay them. They don't ever come and get me, so, yeah, whatever. And, but now I realize, and now I wish I could have done things different, but that just wasn't going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we learn, we grow, whatever. And then we do that with friendships. We do that with our other relationships. It's just something that we do. There is a time of life where you do everything you can to be the best you can, and that should be with pretty much everything that matters to you. You know what I mean? So there's that, and it's a life that I wouldn't want to live any different. It would just going all out, doing everything I possibly can, just going all out. That's important to me. I want to be 100% every time, all the time. I'm not, but I want to be. And anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up here by saying, whatever's happening to you, whether it's a season or whatever, there's a reason, and there's forever, and forever is a mighty long time. And I don't know. I don't want to say things that I can't get finished in the last minute of this video. So I love you guys, and I hope that this means something to you. That just because a relationship or a situation in your life changes does not mean that you failed. Sometimes that's all we get it for, is for that period of time, that small portion of time. And myself, I'm grateful for the time I had with certain people, with certain things. I wish it would have been more, but at the same time, I can see where the benefit happened after the thing, and it led me to something else that maybe was permanent or whatever. So anyways, love you guys. I'm glad I know you, even if it's for a season, but I hope it's forever. See you, bye.